And we're back.
What's going on, guys? It's been a while. All right, so
I get to drink my drink.
we wanted to break this junk up a little bit. So if you just wanted to see the draft, you watch the draft. If you want to hear us talk about the draft, we'll talk about the draft. Well, this is us talking about the draft.
Draft date.
Draft date. It's the third Sunday in the month of March, which right now is
March 15th.
March 15th, 1:30 p.m. We've been watching the thing on there. It says Joe Mealy is at least hinting that he might want to have it at his place. If he wants to have it at his place, I'll be happy to go there and do it there instead of going to Buffalo Wild Wings or one of those places. So Joe, you got let us know on that for sure, and we do it. Come out for sure. If not, we'll go somewhere else. That's okay. But it's definitely cool to, if you guys ever came. I know everybody comes out, likes it. If you didn't come out, you should come out. It's really fun. Anybody that lives far, drive in, man. It's a good fun day.
Tried to convince Clark to come this year. I think he's gonna come. He's got the first pick. You gotta come.
Yeah,
this
Clark,
year,
you got first pick, dude. You gotta show up for that. All right, that's a good segue, right?
Top four. What we got? Top four analysis.
Top four. Okay, so Clark in the first slot. If you guys saw on the Facebook that we posted the old guys you can and can't keep. Not who everybody keeps, but who you can keep. So you know that
you can't. Right?
Well, yeah, you're right. Who you can't. My bad. Yeah, who you can't keep. So we know that Yelich, Acuna, Betts. Oh no, sorry, Betts is not necessarily. He can be kept. Acuna, or those two are going to be over the top. Trout can be kept. I think Uncle A will keep him.
Oh my God, if he doesn't, Trout
Uncle
at
A,
13?
yeah, Trout at 13. I think that's pretty safe to say he'll keep him.
Pretty good pick.
Who others up in that conversation? Betts is in that conversation. He can be kept. And where's Conrad at?
Back.
Conrad,
he's up here.
Conrad's up
4.
Up 4. So yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if you're fourth, I don't see Betts getting kept there, but maybe you do. I don't know. Who else is where's it go after that?
I don't
That's
think
even
any
available.
pre-rank. I mean, the stuff I've seen is very not up to date. All of the stuff I've seen is November. I haven't seen anything January.
Well,
ADP-wise.
you have Bregman, and he's keepable. Arguably, if you don't keep him, he floats up into that zone. I don't know where you're leaning, but maybe he's keepable, maybe he isn't.
Bregman at 8, baby.
Yeah, Bregman at 8. That would be nice too if you could.
Pretty certain. I know we're going to do a keepers video later on, but I'm almost certain I'm keeping Turner and Bregman. They'll be my first 2 picks. They were both taken at 5 and 6 overall last year, so I'm keeping 2 of my first rounders.
Yeah, can't argue with those two. So Clark, it's up to you, dude. If I had to guess, I would have you pegged for Yelich, but I don't know for sure on that. We'll have to see what happens. Nate Henkel, in the 2 slot. We don't know much about you, dude.
You just looked at his roster of the guys he could keep, right?
I did look at the roster. There's nobody on his roster, I think, that he wants to keep in round 1. I don't think. I mean, he had Judge. I think Judge was a first rounder last year for him and on that team.
Was he?
Yeah, and I don't see him keeping Judge at 2
He's
slot.
the Yankees guy.
Yeah, he likes Judge, he said, a lot. I don't know if you're him, if you can get Judge on the back round to round 2, you might be able to. Depends on what people are looking for, but that's a stretch, I think.
Got some wild cards back here at the first round.
Yeah, you do.
Leo Barnier is always a wild card.
Well, and then I guess what are the pitching dudes? Do you remember who was there any pitching dudes on that list? Did anybody keep Scherzer?
High end
Last year.
Yeah, Mealy might have. Didn't Mealy have it?
Well, here, you keep talking. Let me pull up the old list here.
You talk. I don't do talking. I didn't look at anything except for my team. I know that Riggleman won last year in an epic choke by Comrade and by Uncle A. I'm going to call you guys out. I'm not going to pull any punch.
That wasn't a joke.
It was an epic choke.
With Uncle A, freaking Yelich got hurt.
It was totally
Snell
an epic
got
choke.
hurt.
We got to get that out of the way. That's last year's news, though. 2019 is over. We're in 2020 now. And you guys have a fresh slate. The chokehold has been released.
My goodness.
You guys got to step it up. If you have a lead like that and you let Riggleman come up, not only tie you and then pass you, and let him get a 6th championship in this freaking league, come on now. You deserve to be called out.
I should have bought the gold balls. That would have been a good video. You guys would appreciate that.
I think I have your most recent one downstairs. I could go look.
Well, the only pitchers that can't be kept are Blake Snell and Garrett Cole that would be Bueller would.
Garrett Cole would be a first rounder this year if he was available.
You think? Yeah, I think you're right. But those are the only guys that cannot be kept.
No. So yeah.
So
he can't
got
be picked.
your.
No, Leo won't get.
No, Cole cannot be picked.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So he'll be available.
So, but you're talking about Scherzer. You're talking about Verlander potentially. You're talking
Cole.
Huh? No,
Cole too.
Cole can't be.
He can't be.
Oh, can't be.
He'll be available.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, you're right. Man, I'm losing it, man. Yeah, you're right. Cole will be available. So the three bona fide aces in theory will be available. I'm not sure the keeper situation with Scherzer. Who has him? Leo, you said?
He might have traded for him. Oh, no, he drafted number 1 overall. Yeah, he kept him last year.
Okay. So he has him. I mean, he has him, so he could potentially keep him and lock his first round in. Which is not.
He might have traded him. Did you trade him to Swish?
Team?
Might trade him to Swish.
I can tell you that too, but it'll take me a minute.
Yeah. All these roster updates. I haven't looked. I'm ill prepared, and I'll admit it. That's why I got this to get me through.
Yeah, this is the extended version, gentlemen. So if you guys don't like us hearing us talk about baseball, you might want to roll. Oh no, it won't let me in.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's because I got to log in. I think it was letting me do it before.
I'm more interested in the clumping of the managers anyway, not necessarily
the clumping,
players.
huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Clark at the top. That doesn't happen very often. Nate is obviously new. Riggleman at the top. Very rare.
Very rare.
That doesn't happen very often. Obviously, Conrad back in the league last year after
he was
7 years
He was
off.
second overall last year.
Yeah, so he's picking at the top for the second straight year. 5 through 8, we got Zach. He's new this year. I know nothing about him
I don't know
managerially.
anything either.
Some of these guys are like clockwork. Have a book on them. Great draft. Terrible representation throughout the year, and they finish 12
I don't know who you
through
might
16 every single
I don't
year.
know who you might be talking about.
Well, it's a mystery.
There's a
Unless you
couple
actually
guys
go
out
look
there.
at the standings.
Dude,
I have a recommendation though. You guys, Riggleman puts a spreadsheet together, kind of like averaging out the placement for your teams over all the years, like how you place in each of the categories in all the years. Just take a look at it. You might find out who I'm talking about. But yeah. Zach's new, so I don't have a book on him. Darko, obviously, I feel like he's a wild card. He sniped the only guy I wanted last year in the draft. He drafted right ahead of me. This year, he's 2 picks ahead of me.
Darko has the upside of a first round or of a winner of a league. He won before.
He won in 2011.
But he has the downside of a 16er because he's one of those dudes. That if he's gonna play, he's gonna play. If he's not gonna play, he's not gonna play.
He won in 2012 on.
But he's got the ability, man. I believe in you. Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff. I feel like Jeff has been in the league, 3 or 4 years. This is the first time. I feel like this is the highest he's picked outside of.
Is it?
He had the number 1 pick the first year I think he was in.
Oh.
But outside of that, he's been at the back end. Me, I've been past couple years. I've been floating around the middle. I'm back in the middle at 8. There was a stretch there.
You love 8. I feel like 8's good.
What I wanted middle of the pack. I wanted 8 to 12, and I hit it. So
well, then it's like
with that.
equidistant then for all your real picks because you're gonna you say you're thinking about keeping 2 first rounders.
Yeah, but also like there was a stretch there. I was first, and then 16th, and then first. Having those back-to-back picks with 31 selections in between, very difficult.
Yeah,
those guys that pick at the roundabout, they always snipe because they have to updraft or they have to. Like it's very unpredictable. And when you're in those slots, you have to do that well if you want to get who you want.
I gotta tell you, man, friggin' Freddie Freeman at 29 is gonna be nice.
Yeah, well, that's
one of my keepers. I don't know who the second one is yet.
Yeah, Freeman.
I mean, second round Freeman, baby.
Yeah, even
deep second round Freeman.
Yeah, that's just insane.
Love it.
Even Freeman at 17 is insane. If you would have had the 16th pick and kept him at 17, that's still
ain't nothing wrong with that, buddy.
Yeah, Riggleman living it up. Look at that championship. Taking a sip of his drink.
Well, that was Uncle A came. That's not as good as Uncle A last year.
Well, Uncle A kept Yelich and Blake Snell, and then drafted first overall. Mike Trout.
A year in which he won the previous year too. He won that year. Yeah.
Did he?
Uncle A won 2 years ago. Yeah, man, that's sick.
Yeah, on the strength of Altuve, he had Altuve, right? He had Altuve.
See, he always has Altuve.
Votto, I think Votto died that year for him. Or was Votto good?
I don't remember. And the year before that, or was the year before that he won? He won it. And that was your year. You won that
2 years
year.
ago I won.
3 years ago he won. So he didn't win the year that he came in with craziness last year. The year before.
But yeah, after me, Brian, I'm gonna say right now, just get read up, get schooled up. You could be good again. Be great again. Make fantasy great again.
Oh man.
You can make a comeback. Swish and Bobs. I mean,
We had a rough draft last year.
the mystique. Oh god, here we go.
Yeah, look.
Sky, get down.
Never
That
actually
was a
got
cameo from my cat
Didn't see
Sky.
it. It would never showed it on the screen. It was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was never on there.
Yeah, she's gone. We got her. Swish and Bobs, Enigma across the board. Last year they came out drafted 10 straight relief pitchers.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. To be fair, they did it looking at your roster the previous year, and you did have a lot of really high end relievers, and you were the first dude to rock a super high K rate, and you won obviously that year. So they had a plan.
Yeah, but Leo had a plan too. At once upon a
Leo's
time.
always had a plan.
Yeah, and his plan a little faulty, but that's okay. We'll let him have his plan.
Yeah. Well, the thing that where Swish and Bobs went wrong is that your relief core that you got was picked up
Cheap.
off the waiver wire.
Cheap. Yeah. I mean, I drafted some dudes. Tony Watson was a draft guy,
Okay.
and there was another dude I drafted that was a holds guy that elevated to be a saves guy.
Well, you had Ottavino that year. He was ridiculous, and
Ottavino's a good dude.
another guy too. But they weren't. They were free agents.
This next guy, I can't give any analysis here. I'll pass that to Riggs.
See, Shank, Horn dogs you every year because you have great drafts and you seem like you know what's going on, brother. But then you don't make moves. You end up getting your innings, but they're minimally quality innings in terms of the hitting and the pitching. He's got to dial in, man, and go to town. This is the year.
My only piece
It's
of advice.
always the year.
My only piece of advice. Please just know, if you read the Art of War, it says know your enemy and know yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to know your players. You have to know what your strengths
players.
are. Yeah. Actually know what they're worth. Actually know what they mean to you so you can evaluate them when people offer you trades.
Have more conversations with your neighbor because he lives with a kid that's really, or lives by a kid that's really good at baseball or knows a lot about baseball.
So Corey might be ghost managing this
But
year.
thought that our
this
league
other
is
guy
too
might be
expensive.
real managing. Corey's just ghost managing.
Hey, that's all right, dude. I don't care what you do. If you challenge the
If you want to get him in the league, make him a co-manager so he can
oh
see.
yeah,
Make
you
him
can
a
do that,
co-manager.
Shank. Make it easier on yourself.
That way you can have 2 trains of thought instead of one.
Mm-hmm.
But Bill Gambler obviously came in last year. Who did he take over for?
He took over for one of those dudes I booted.
Yeah, don't get booted, people.
Yeah.
Don't get booted.
Yeah,
That's
don't
just
get
not
booted. Couple guys on the fence about getting booted last year. Not gonna lie. But yeah,
the key
Just
to not
take
getting booted.
play you
Please actually look at your rosters, adjust them accordingly. Actually attempt to make moves. Tim Smith was in the league, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Dude made close to 200 ad drops. And he still finished 7th, 8th, but I mean, he was floating around the bottom, actually made moves daily, tried to attempt to make his roster better. So. And he ascended. Imagine that. When you make 14 moves in a year, ad drops, it's very hard to improve unless you have just an epic elite draft. And Rick, I'm going to tell you, he won last year. His draft,
it's all right.
crap. My draft,
Was it crap?
I finished 4th
It wasn't
overall
crap,
last year.
but it wasn't great.
My draft, crap.
But I can tell you, I can name 5 people who had better drafts than me.
Yeah, and they should have won. They should have won.
Yeah.
Instead, he won because you guys were inactive. That's my end of my rant. Uncle Egg.
Yeah, and Bill Gambler, I got to shout out to him on that too, because me and him had that trade in the middle of the year for he had Fernando Tatis off of me, which I think Tatis is a 14th
I actually got to
round keeper.
applaud Bill. He's actually engaged. He's offered trades.
Yeah, man.
And he's not afraid to actually go back and forth. Counter offer is never a bad thing. Just
No.
because someone sends you an offer and you don't like it, doesn't mean you can't counter.
People don't look at it the same as you and I do, I don't think, but that's my favorite part of the whole league, going back and forth for trades. I love it.
Counter offers, it's not if
That's
you're
fun.
completely insulted and you just say no, like Doug Nielsen, not in the league this year, he would get offers and be like, this guy's a clown, I just decline it, and then he wouldn't do anything.
Well,
and
people
guess
would hate
what?
him.
Guess what? Doug would finish 12th, to 16th every year.
No. Actually, he finished up in here, dude.
No, he was.
It's only because, but mainly because he was one of the only ones that would max out all his stuff.
Yeah, with
he'd get all
shit
with
freaking
all
production.
stuff.
He would get max like innings and max like position plays and still finish like 11 points and runs.
Saves.
Like yeah, like do something. Oh, he'd be last in saves. He'd be
Every
first
time.
in holds.
Yeah.
When you get combined 17 points and saves and holds, that's not
If
good.
you guys want to be hardcore, go back and look at Doug's rosters and look at how he dressed for holds. Because nobody dressed holds better than Doug.
Yeah, what did you say? Like the past 5 years, he's blown people up.
Yeah, he's
Like,
destroyed people.
He's not in the league this year. By the end of the year, he'll still have the lead in holds.
Yeah. Yep. And 5 saves.
Uncle A,
over a
go.
10-year span. Uncle A. Oh, man.
13th overall with a Trout keep is insane.
That is insane.
And then
really
what?
insane.
He gets what?
He's gonna flip
seven
around.
picks later.
I don't remember who else he had that he'd even consider keeping.
I feel like all those Astro dudes are going to get downgraded just a hair. Like Altuve was hurt last year. I'm not sure.
They don't have Altuve, I don't think.
I know. No
Oh,
one
okay.
does.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And the back, like starting like the 20
I think he could flip an Altuve
20
down there.
ADP.
Oh,
like
yeah. Yeah, he
Altuve could be a guy that's right there
Yeah.
after being hurt last year and like fear of like a little bit of decline with no sign stealing, a little bit of decline with age. Altuve's the guy
no.
that is the prototypical Uncle A guy.
Yeah, but that's not the only one.
Oh,
He'll be around
Charlie
there.
Blackmon will be there.
Well, he'll get he has Bogarts. There's at least a chance he'll keep Bogarts there too.
But that's a high keep. That's second round.
Bogarts was second round last year.
Yeah, and that's steep.
Let me see here.
Good player, but man, second round.
I mean, Uncle A, he'll do the right thing one way or another. He don't mess around. He has his Carlos Santana too, and Carlos Santana was like a 6th or 7th round pick, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
A lot
man.
of cases could be made to keep him.
Yeah. But anyway, on to Leo. We know Uncle A will actually address the draft. Uncle A is one of the best drafters.
Uncle
I
A-
will give him credit.
Uncle A is probably
Last year, the most predictable pick, or 2 years ago, when he drafted Christian Yelich. I actually did a mock draft on my own. I showed Rick beforehand.
Yeah.
I was like, I got Uncle A taking Yelich right here. And guess what happened that year? Yelich right there.
He's
it was
like-
a shoo-in.
He's the Uncle A-est of the Uncle A-est picks there is, dude. He's been the Uncle A-est of all Uncle A-est picks for freaking 10 years. Like when he was still in the minors. He was being groomed for Uncle A. And then he turned into a monster, and Uncle A, he was right there. He had him again.
Yeah.
But not this year. Not this year. He's not
But
going to get him this year.
anyway, all that said, 14th slot in the first round,
Yeah.
Leo Barninger. Even though he always picks back here, he relishes in this picks because all the guys, they're all taking hitters. 1, 2, 3. There might be one pitcher taken.
There'll be a pitcher up
But
there.
guess what? There's going to be that pitcher that Leo wants that he's going to get right here.
All right, you had to put money on it right now. What pitcher's there? What he takes?
Cole doesn't make it that
Verlander. I think he takes Verlander. Verlander might get kept though.
far. Verlander's
Should get
old.
kept.
Verlander's home run rate is insane. Homers allowed.
Yeah, Horn made a good point there, guys. You know, like we talk about what you got to do to win this league and whatnot. Be conscious of the categories we look at because the
I think
draft.
Verlander gave up over 40 homers last year. I think if it's
That's a
not
lot.
40, it's just under. It was the most he's ever given up,
Yeah, he had an issue with that.
and he was still a Cy Young caliber dude. But guess what? 40 home runs is a freaking lot.
Well, and it matters. There's, as you know, there's a category for that in our league, and that wouldn't penalize you as much if it were another league. Like, be mindful of the categories we look at that other leagues don't look at. Like, we were talking about Uncle A keeping Carlos Santana. Look at Carlos Santana and how he finishes in our league and compared to, like, a standard league. Carlos Santana is a monster in this league. Like, I think he's legitimately, like, a top 30 pick every year in performance, but he's never picked there.
OBP
That's
is insane. But the strikeout rate, it does...
He doesn't have a high strikeout
does
rate
knock him
either,
a little
dude.
bit.
No, I'm telling you, he's all good.
Check it.
He's good, man. Like, yeah, Uncle A, I hate that he has freaking dibs on that guy.
I gotta say, looking at this list, the two that intrigue me the most are the last two. Joe Crow, Joe Mealy, back to back. I feel like Joe Mealy can draft rather conservatively, but like almost Uncle A-ish. He's like Uncle A Jr.
In terms of what?
Well, just draft wise, like those guys. And when he won and then came back and got like second or third place, he was drafting the guys that are like peaking at the right time.
Yep.
Like they're in their prime, 27, 28 years old. He had the closer. Like right before people were about to pick closers, he got that closer, locked him in. Guess what? He led the league in saves, dominated ERA, K, like all that stuff. He locks his in. Like he'll get the closer here, he'll get the power first baseman here. And it always pans out. Last year, not so much because he had to climb back up. He ended up finishing pretty good.
Yeah,
but
he made a good climb.
He was floating around 10, 12, like 13, and then elevated to, I want to say, 5th by the end of the season. Like he almost passed me because I finished in 4th.
Yeah, and the other thing with him, and related to Joe Crow, I feel like both of you guys have easy freaking first place, second place upside. Like you guys have the capability of putting together teams.
Yeah, I don't know what keepers wise right now what your guys are looking at, but
Mealy was saying
Joe Crow, Joe Mealy both have capability of winning this league. They have the pedigree to do it. Joe Crow finished second, I believe, the year that Darko won in 2012.
Joe Crow, you've had some hideous seasons too.
Yeah, you've either finished in the top 3 or the bottom 3.
Yeah, which I actually like because I feel like that shows that you tried. Like. But you failed miserably. But failing miserably and succeeding great are great outcomes rather than being mediocre. Like to me, those are the two you want.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, selling all out.
Yeah.
I mean, but also Joe Crow's not afraid to address something in April. He feels like, hey, there's a lot of season left. I'll go out and make that trade. He'll
makes decisions, man.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to. Corey, take a page out of his book.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, make some decisions. Do some projections. That's a key. Yeah, I mean, real quick, we'll do some freaking run by real fast if we didn't talk about their actual keepers. Mealy has DeGrom on his roster. He kept Edwin Diaz last year, I think.
DeGrom at 16? Or no, he wouldn't be a first pick, right?
Matt Olson last year, too. No, he wouldn't be a first-round pick. I think he's a second-round pick.
Man, so DeGrom at 17.
He might even be he wouldn't have made it past round 2.
DeGrom's pretty sick.
Yeah, he got DeGrom. I should have brought my computer. Then we could have talked about that a little easier. But he said those guys. I think he has Bo Bichette too. Bo Bichette's on that roster, and Bo Bichette's probably a last round guy.
You say Bo Bichette, automatically makes me think of Darko and his trade 2 years ago for Vladimir
Guerrero.
That move completely panned out in the wrong way.
In the wrong way. Well, you got Juan Soto. Juan Soto had a freaking great year.
And you can't keep him though this year. Soto's going to be available in the draft.
Soto will be available in the draft. Yeah.
Both Guerrero and Soto.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to do the draft video because I love talking.
Well, the keepers video.
Yeah, keepers video because freaking talking about players, that's fun. Yeah, Joe Crow. I know he has a lot of those young Braves dudes. I think he has like Soroka. I know he freaking digs Soroka.
Yeah, he did have it for a chunk of the season.
Yeah, so he'll have Soroka theoretically. That's probably an easy keeper
Is he going to be ready for spring training?
I don't know. Is Soroka hurt up?
Yeah, I feel like he might miss a little bit.
Okay, maybe. Leo. Did we determine who Leo actually has? Did he end up with Syndergaard? I think he has something to do with Syndergaard.
Leo, do yourself a
favor.
He
won't keep Syndergaard.
Don't keep
Syndergaard. Yeah, I wouldn't keep him. That's crazy.
Drafting him is one thing if you get him in the right round. Keeping him and eliminating to see who else is right there.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, let me see.
It's just a free piece of advice.
I can get final rosters here. I was able to pull that up.
But yeah, I want to say last year we did a keeper video and Rig and I, we talked about our favorite teams going in to the season.
That's my favorite.
He called Uncle A's team. I called Brian's team. Brian's team had an epic freaking meltdown with Jose Ramirez.
Dude, yeah, but it wasn't just Jose Ramirez. That team was ridiculously horrible. Carlos Carrasco got freaking leukemia. He kept him. He had another dude that got hurt weird.
Well, Harper didn't have Harper-esque.
Harper still ended up pretty good.
He was good, but he wasn't. I mean, he kept Harper, and I want to say he had the 6th pick or the 2nd pick overall. Harper was the 2nd pick overall last year because he kept him in the first round. Right.
Yeah, I remember we advised him against it too. Like I was like, dude, not necessarily because we just thought he'd be able to get him where he was at.
There's gonna be other players.
There's gonna be other guys that could be there.
So yeah, I mean, obviously Brian with a little really bad luck with Ramirez, but a little bit better luck with Harper, Carrasco, bad luck.
Okay, Leo, he got Nick Castellano, probably relatively deep.
Still not on the team.
Tommy Edman. I went against Tommy Edman in the one league I played in last year at the end in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, and head-to-head leagues, he won a lot of people like championships in head-to-head.
Freaking that guy wrecked me. Kevin Newman, Pirates dude had a good year. Cost next to nothing. I got Boyd. Matt Boyd. He'll keep Matt Boyd. Matt Boyd was
That's Leo.
Yeah. He'll kind
He's
of,
a
I know
tiger.
he'll keep Matt Boyd.
Oh,
Yes, LeMayu too. LeMayu.
Oh,
And LeMayu was a deep pick, and he was really good.
yeah.
So
Can't see how he doesn't keep
So
him.
it's probably safe to say Leo keeps him.
We're not doing the keepers show right now. So
yeah, all
anything
right,
to
all
wrap
right.
up? Anything to wrap up?
No, that's I just keep an eye on the Facebook page. Bill, I'll keep you informed. Once the Yahoo starts up, you can use the Yahoo Messenger in there too. Everybody sees that. Yeah, you guys have any questions? Hit me up on there. We did raise the money, as you know. Get the money to me as soon as you can. I'm not that guy that has like deadlines on all that crap. I generally trust all you guys to get it to me, but it's just easier to get it, so we don't gotta think about it. I don't like having to worry about it. Yeah, that's probably about it.
All right. If we have anything else to do between us, obviously we can put together another video or just post whatever on Facebook. I'm not sure if you solidified it, but I think top 4 are getting paid.
Yeah, top 4. Yep.
With 4th getting their money back.
4th getting their money back. Yep, and then the rest of the money's distributed. I did weight it more towards first place, that you do get like a higher percentage of it at first than you do in the other ones. Like more than like just breaking it evenly. There's a little bit pushed up there.
And also
I think it's 500.
This is the draft show, draft order. This year we're doing 23 roster spots for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll have an extra round.
Just
16 teams.
That's what we freaking need.
Well, last year you had 352 people drafted, so what's that? Plus 16.
Yeah,
so
plus 16. 352 plus 16, 68.
368. First time 368 players coming off the board.
And,
don't be afraid to draft dudes that are on the DL. We have 3 DL spots.
Yeah.
We have 1 NA slot.
NA.
But the only thing is, they don't put those dudes on the DL or on the NA until literally right before the season, like the day before the season or the day of opening day.
Yeah. But and that can be a pain. That can be a total pain. The NAs, I think, go on right away. The DLs don't. But I will say that if you look at some of the ways that like Horn and I, and Conrad last year, Uncle Way, freaking abuse the hell out of DL and NA, dude. They are huge.
They're there for a reason.
They're there for a reason. Use those slots. One of the keys to me winning last year was being able to slot in freaking Fernando Tatis Jr. there. And because I could slot him, he was worth picking higher. Like, that's good. Freaking Conrad had Jordan Alvarez. Conrad had
God.
He had
Conrad's easily keeping
Dude,
Jordan Alvarez.
Conrad, when we do the keeper show, I'm pretty sure Conrad wins keepers this year if he does what we think he should do. His team is crazy on the keeper side. Clark, I remember talking to him. He has really good keepers too. A lot of people have good keepers. This is going to be a year of really good keepers.
He traded for Luis Castillo with keeping him in mind, so he'll probably.
Yeah, no, he dropped him though.
Did he?
He dropped Luis Castillo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But he was like an 8th round pick. It wasn't like a crazy
good value.
He wasn't. It's good value. It wasn't like. He has better value, I think, what he still has, and I think that's what because he has like Kettle Marte.
Yeah. But keepers is another show. The only one I want to say, wrap it up here, is I have no idea who Swishing Bobs will keep. Did they finish in last section? Did Brian finish in last?
No, they did
Who
not
finished
finish
in last?
It might have been Brian. I can tell you. It was Brian.
Wahoo Maniacs. Going into the season, I said you had the best keepers,
Warren,
the best setup.
You better not pick one this year, or maybe you pick me, right?
We'll save it for another day. Until then.
All right.